Hey guys, it's Kelsey and welcome to Mercy Tiara's 27-day inspiration YouTube hop. So this is my layout I made today. I chose to do the mood board challenge. I could not say no to these textures and these colors, and I was pulling together everything I wanted to do for this kit, and I was like, something's missing. Like, I looked at the new mood board, I'm like, I cannot not knit on this. I've never knitted on a layout. I haven't knitted in years, but something came over me and I couldn't not knit with this mood board. So I'm knitting and I will put tutorials links in my description if you guys want to try knitting. It is super easy, but yeah, it was it was definitely different. It is a little time consuming, but I just sat on the TV and watched a few shows and got it done. I'm only gonna knit a photo mat, and I hadn't knitted in so long I forgot how much your project spreads out after your first line of stitches, so I throw a ton of stitches on this needle thinking that's going to be the width of the project, and then after I do a few lines it really spread out to almost being a 12 by 12 knitted piece. So I didn't need that much. I just wanted a photo mat, so I had to start I think 3 separate times. So eventually I got my knitted photo mat, so that's what I'm working with. I definitely felt like I needed to pull in some gray cardstock given that mood board. There's a bunch of different like cement walls and textures like that, so I felt like I really needed that as my base, but I really didn't want that to take up the majority of the background. So that one photo, there's those wood logs, so I really wanted to pull in a wood plank wood grain. I felt like that really would warm up the page a bit, so that's what I'm thinking to start out with. I really don't know what I'm doing other than that. I am gonna mat this gray on some black just to add a little bit of interest. And then I'm pulling in that wood grain, so I do want a pretty good chunk of the wood grain, just because I don't use cardstock a whole lot as my main background, so I felt this compulsion to cover it with pattern paper. So I do a good chunk of that, but I'm going to pull in my photo. I thought this photo went with the colors and the geometry of the inspiration photo. It doesn't go like, I mean, this is a picture inside my car because the odometer read 11111. Is that 6 ones? Read 6 ones. And I just happened to look down and see it, so I had to take a picture because I got a kick out of it. So that doesn't go with the theme of the mood board at all, or the feel of this page, but I scrapped it chronologically and there wasn't another photo that was close enough to the colors or the style of this page, so I went with it. It's happening. I'm going to mat it in a doily, and I'm just going to mat it in that gray and that black that is the background. So that's where I'm going to start. But I did think, because the mood board has the circles from those plates and the coffee mugs and all of that, and so I did feel like that was mimicked in this picture with the speed gauges and all of that. So I felt like it still was represented that way, like even if the content wasn't, so I'm cool with it. It is kind of weird though, because the mood board is so warm and cozy, and I would have loved a picture of like coffee or snuggling or Billy or something, you know, that went more with the feel of the mood board, because it is just made for that. But I'm okay with it. I feel like I wanted to pull in these Jen Hadfield frames. I thought they were super cute, but they didn't work exactly right. But the name of the game for this page for me was texture. I mean, that's the first thing I saw when I looked at that mood board. So I pull in some washi tape, I tear it, I'm gonna border the left and right side of that wood grain with it. By the end of this, I feel like I went a little overboard with the texture, but it's okay. It's fine. And I don't know when it happens after this. So at some point during this layout, I went to go eat, and then I came back to finish my layout. I finished this layout, and then I went to edit and realized my light was in the middle of frame, and it covered the entire page while I finished this. I was so sad. So in a minute you'll see like it switches and there's like holes in the paper, and some of the embellishments are like clearly torn off of where they were glued. Because I took it all off so I could re-put it on and show you guys what I did, because I was so mad that the light had covered up my entire rest of the process and I wanted you guys to see it. So I'll tell you when that happens. It doesn't happen yet. But the yarn, like that knitted frame, was looking a little out of place just because there was nothing else like it on the page. So I figured I would use that same yarn and make a little bow to go in the opposite corner. That way it wasn't so lonely. I feel like it, and Chamel says this all the time too, if there's something that doesn't look like it fits and it's just out of place, sometimes all you have to do is add more of it. If you add more of it, then it won't seem like it's so weird. So I'm going with that. But I'm going to get these layers glued down. I think we jump ahead soon. It was really bothering me because that knitted frame was curling up on the edges as knitted projects usually do. So what I ended up doing was I flipped it over on its back and I used the Tombow Mono multi-glue, and I just did a thick border of it around the entire back of that knitted piece, and I just let it dry. Tombow Mono multi dries super sticky, so it's temporary where you can pull it up, put it on, and it's super movable and forgiving, but it's still super strong. So I was able to move around this mat into the exact position I wanted, and then it stayed there. But if I needed to pick it up and move it again, I could. So that's how I ended up getting the knit to lay flat, because it was really bothering me how it was so curly. See, I'm fighting with it now. Yes. I was trying to figure out how I was going to do it, and I was worried I was going to have to like stitch it to my page, and I was like, no, that's not going to work. But I just used that glue, I put it on there, I let it dry, and now I'm back. And this is where I tried to finish the page, and yeah. So you'll see there's like glue on the tag because I ripped it off, and it's a good thing because I had everything stuck down on this page essentially done, and I was really sad I didn't do mixed media. So when I had to tear all of this off, I was like, well, I guess I can do mixed media now. So I did do some texture paste through that plus sign stencil, and I really like how that looks. I'm really glad I ended up having to pull everything off because I really feel like that mixed media helps a lot with the final product. I really like how it looks the second time around than it did the first time around, so I'm not mad. But resticking that down, and then I'm just layering up a few things again with the texture. I liked how that glassine bag looked. I'm adding another tag because I liked the idea of some more yarn, so I did switch out the twine that came on the tag for that yarn that's used in the knitted piece and the bow. And then I had that zigzag border punch that embossed, which is super, super cool. Got that at a garage sale too for $1. So I used that there, and I thought that added some cool texture as well as brought that gray in somewhere else. So used that there, and then I did do some gray brads along the bottom. I thought that really added more texture by having that metal and that dimension. And I'm just titling this 11111 because that's what this page is about. I just was tickled that my odometer said all ones. And then I went to show Marcus. He's a car guy, so he got a kick out of it too. And then I wanted some more texture. I really tried using some raw wood veneer, but that was almost adding too much. There's already a lot going on, I'll admit it. So I decided to alter it by painting it with Heidi Swap Black Heidi Shine. And that really works well. I love using Heidi Swap Color Shine on wood veneer because it soaks in really well. It picks up... Sorry, I got a phone call. I'm back. Yes, so wood veneer really picks up the color of the Heidi Swap Color Shine, but you can still see all the detail in the wood. You can really still see that it's wood, and with those two rectangular pieces, there's words written on it, and you can still see it very, very clearly. Which if you use paint or something like that, it can fill in those gaps and really take away from the details of your wood veneers. So that's why I really like using mist on them. So yeah, I am using those two words that say beep beep and little car, because it is a car page. And then I do have some black matte freckled fawn enamel dots, so I'm going to sprinkle those. Actually, I don't even know if those stay. Do they stay? I can't remember. I felt like they were too much because I already had the brads. But I feel like I tried to make them work. I don't think they do, though. I don't think those stay. We'll see. What do I do? Yep. Took them off. So that's the final page. So I hope you guys have fun with this one. Enjoy the hop. Check out everybody else. This was a fun page to do. I hope you got some inspiration. I cannot wait to see what everyone else does. But yeah, this is super, super fun. I love this group. I love these extra challenges. Mercy Tiara's Facebook group is super, super close to my heart because Mercy Tiara, I mentioned it before, she basically taught me how to scrapbook. Her Facebook group was the first Scrappy Face group I joined. So the first challenges I participated in, the first place I was brave enough to share a layout, and this is the group that encouraged me to make YouTube process videos and encouraged me to keep making them. So I love you guys. I do. You guys are awesome. Hope you guys have fun with this hop and have fun. Thanks guys for watching. Bye.